Hello, welcome back to the channel. Okay, I'm not playing today. I won't be playing the guitar today. So this video is going to be about how did I end up starting to do YouTube. I'm very much new to YouTube, and just a little bit of information about me, seeing that I am new to YouTube, and so just to share how I got here. So, well, I started out, of course, watching various YouTube videos and whatnot, and what interests me the most is a lot of the videos surrounding infertility, as that is something that I am currently struggling with. So initially, after viewing so many videos and receiving so much encouragement and watching all of these different journeys, from IVF journeys to conceiving naturally after struggles of infertility, surrogacy, adoption, all of the many avenues that women have shown on YouTube, I was very much motivated to continue on my own journey trying to conceive. So I started to do my channel surrounded around infertility. But then I got to thinking about how so many other aspects tied into my struggle with infertility that I thought, I might as well share those aspects as well. And so that's why I included my family, and we became the AJs, a family channel, which I am April Julian, my husband is Alex Julian, and my son is Armarion Julian. And so I decided to just include them as well, because they're a part of my journey of infertility as well. So, in which I'll give y'all all the backstory on that too. So I wanted to initially start a channel talking about infertility, but then once I thought about it, I wanted to include encouragement. I wanted to do videos about encouragement as well, because it's something that has helped me. And so if you look at our page, you will notice that it said that we talk about encouragement, infertility, marriage, family, and all of those types of things, because as I stated, they do play a huge part in my journey. So let me just give you a little background on my infertility journey. So in 2010, I got married to my husband, and we'll do a how we met type story thingy a little later. But so in 2010, I got married to my husband. We had been together for 3 years prior to getting married. In 2011, I found out that I was pregnant. And then after finding out I was pregnant, a week later, I found out that it was an ectopic pregnancy. I was 8 weeks, going on 9 weeks, and found out that I had to terminate the pregnancy. My first time being pregnant, we were super excited. I didn't know at the time that you probably shouldn't have shared that information as early as I did. I had told everybody we were so excited, and then it ended in the ectopic pregnancy. And so that was extremely devastating for us. But as I said, that was in 2011. Also in 2011, my father died. So I lost my father, and then a week later, I lost a child. So you could imagine I was just a mess and going through for several years. Even to this day, I have not, completely gotten over it. I will never completely get over it, but I'm with the help of God, I've been able, and my family, I've been able to deal with it. And so that was in 2011. Fast forward to now, 2019, we've been trying actively and not able to conceive. So in 2011, after the ectopic pregnancy, I just assumed that, okay, obviously I got pregnant, and so it can definitely happen again. It's going to happen again. So I didn't press the issue to figure out, was there anything wrong or whatever. I kind of just went with the flow, and didn't happen right away. So I'm like, okay, that's okay, and kept going. And so as the years continued to go by, it became alarming, but I just prayed about it. I'm a strong believer in my faith, and so I prayed about it, gave it to God, and just went on. So fast forward to now, 2019, and we still haven't been able to conceive. So last year, 2018, after having a conversation with my husband, we decided that we were going to look into what was going on, what could possibly been going on all of this time. So I very much could have done this already, but my fear was that the doctor was going to tell me that I was just unable to have children. And so I would have my regular appointments, my regular checkups, and just annual doctor's appointment physicals and all of that type of stuff, but I never inquired anything about fertility or had a separate session on, just on what might be going on instead of trying to conceive. I just, said it'll happen. So, and in January of 2018, I decided that that I was going to set an appointment with the OB to discuss, what was going on and see if we can get some answers. Because by this time, I had watched so many videos and I was so encouraged, and I was like, okay, if it come down to IVF or whatnot, I have no idea how we would pay for it or anything of that nature, but I'm gonna go see what's going on, and if that's my last resort, we'll have to see what we can do or whatnot. So I scheduled the appointment, had a talk with my doctor, and so at the end of the appointment, the doctor was like, well, being that we have a son, which Amarian is my stepson. He's not my biological son. He's my stepson. I just always refer to him as my son. So, but the doctor was pretty much saying, being that my husband, had a son already and that I felt pregnant, maybe it was just an ovulation issue. So he prescribed me Clomid. So, and then he, let me know that if that didn't work, we'll look at other options or whatnot. So, after being prescribed the Clomid, I did that for a month, and I actually got a positive OPK, ovulation test. So I was like, oh, wait, maybe this may be it, because prior to, I didn't take them as often, but when I did, I never was able to get a positive, so I never really knew if I was ovulating. But so I got a positive, so that was super encouraging. I was excited, like, maybe this was the problem. So anyway, we ended up not getting pregnant that cycle, so went back to consult with my doctor, and he prescribed me letrozole. So I did letrozole for a couple months to increase ovulation, and I think, if I remember correctly, I think I was still getting positive OPKs, but not sure if I did ovulate in fact, or I'm not even sure. But we didn't fall pregnant, so obviously it was back to the drawing board. So so after that, contacted my doctor again. So he then stated that we would look into scheduling an HSG to check my remaining tube. The ectopic pregnancy left me with one tube because they had to take the tube because it ruptured. Which I did not even know. I was thinking this entire time that I still had both tubes. I thought I was able to keep it. Come to find out after looking back at my records that I wasn't able to. But that's another story that I maybe tell at another time. So anyway, so now have one tube, and his recommendation was to possibly do an HSG to see if that tube was in fact open, because if it's not, then obviously that could be the reason why we're not able to conceive, and then he would recommend IVF, which in my mind is like, we can't afford any IVF, so Lord, I need you to work a miracle. And so after the last round of letrozole and not being able to conceive, I kind of got down, and I was supposed to call my doctor back and set up the appointment, which I never did, because I was just like, okay, maybe it's just not meant to be, and wanted to give up and whatnot. But after watching more videos and being encouraged by some other people's struggles and the things that they were going through, I was like, okay, I know that I want this. I know that I want to be a mother and have my own biological child. I know my husband wanted, so I'm going to do whatever steps is necessary. And so, as I stated before, I'm a firm believer in my faith and Jesus Christ and and praying and all of that good stuff. But I also know that faith without works is dead. And so I knew that I had to do something, for myself. So, so just recently, probably a couple weeks ago, I called the doctor's office to go ahead and look into setting up the HSG to um, to see if my tube was the problem. And so as of now, I just been kind of like this last cycle. I was like, let's just see if it can happen naturally. I'm just gonna believe God and go with the flow. And which is that's what I'm still doing. I'm just believing God and trusting God to work it out, and that He's gonna bless us with our miracle baby. But at the same time, I am doing whatever necessary steps I need to do in terms of speaking with the doctor. So that's where I currently am in my journey, my infertility journey. I I'm going to have the HSG done to check my tube, and after that, then I'll keep you guys updated on if whatever the doctor says after that, whatever those results are, if IVF have to be in the plan or what the case may be. But I've definitely decided that I'm going to not give up, and I'm going to continue to do whatever I need to do to have our miracle baby. And so I wanted to make sure that I shared that, because I will be documenting the what happens, the steps or whatnot from here on out. And so with that being said, my stepson, he has been like such a blessing to me. Like, it's like I thank God that He knows all things, because one of the things that He knew is that I would have this struggle, and so He placed my stepson in my life. And as I told y'all, I don't refer to him as my stepson, I refer to him as my son. But he's been such a blessing to me, like having to battle this infertility and not having kids and really wanting to have them. um, he's been there to, to kind of fill that void. Like, our bond is so amazing. And like I said, I'll share our story of how everything came about with me and my husband meeting, and then me meeting my stepson as well. But our bond is so amazing. He's an amazing kid. He's just an overall amazing son. And so when I get down and depressed about not having any biological kids, he's like, his presence and just him alone is just encouraging to me, and it reassures me that, whatever the outcome is, I do have him. And so that's another reason that I wanted to include him and my husband as well on my channel, because our dynamics is just so, it's just so awesome. And I think that's something that should be shared. And as I stated, they play such a huge part in me being able to maneuver and get through this whole infertility thing, and struggling with the fact that you want kids and you try to do everything to have them, but unfortunately, sometimes obstacles happen, and and you just have to face whatever it is that come against you. But I'm believing God that He's going to bless us. He's going to bless our family. So I'm asking that you all pray with us as well, and that when that happens, I will be ecstatic to share. So, but yeah, so that's how I got to YouTube, and why I started the channel. Like I said, initially it was surrounded by infertility, but when I thought about how being a stepmom and some of the experiences I go through with that, and then being the wife of a musician, and then my stepson being a musician as well, is a lot that come along with that. But all of that helps me to, be able to process and deal with the fact that I'm going through this whole struggle with infertility, and that I still have an amazing family, whatever the outcome is. I'm trusting God that He's going to bless and add to our family. But whatever the outcome is, I still have this amazing adventure that God has blessed me with. So I want y'all to stay tuned and follow this journey with me. I would love any type of words of encouragement. I would love to hear any stories of anybody that may be struggling with infertility, had experience with tubal pregnancies, IVF, or whatever the case may be, HSGs. I would like to hear it all, because it is encouraging. It does help me to want to stay motivated to keep going, and figure it all out until it is all worked out. So yeah, just let me know. Feel free to comment. Feel free to send a message. And yeah, just share with me, and I will continue to keep you guys updated and share with you. So once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video. And like I said, if you have any advice, any stories that you would like to share, please feel free to do so. And stay tuned for more videos. I'll be sharing. I think what will be coming next is our how we met story, so that you can formally meet my husband and my son. You got a glimpse of my husband trying to teach me some uh, some musical skills in the last video, but you will formally, get to hear how we met, how we got together and everything like that. But just stay tuned, keep watching, and I'll be back with more videos. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.